Will Jamaica Broilers pursue criminal or civil charges for billions of dollars of fraud in its U.S. operations? I'm Kalila from Money Media, giving you money news for the Caribbean. Jamaica Broilers Group CEO Chris Levy hasn't ruled out pursuing a criminal case following the exposure of massive accounting irregularities that have cost the company billions. He said this on my YouTube show, Taking Stock. Is this something that you would be interested in pursuing civilly or criminally?
The board will decide based on the advice of our counsel.
JBG reported a $7 billion loss for the 2025 financial year ended May 3, 2025. This was caused by a $9 billion loss in its U.S. business. Now, it's gonna make for an awkward Thanksgiving for the Levys since Stephen, Chris's younger brother, was the one running the U.S. business. Stephen and the entire U.S. leadership team has since been fired. Now, Stephen Levy, who was in charge of the U.S. operations, is your brother. It must be a tough Thanksgiving. I don't know if you celebrate Thanksgiving coming up with,
Honestly,
the tension.
That's a very personal question, so I'll give you a very personal answer that it's extremely difficult. And it's put a lot of pressure on the family.
Or what could have been the motivation? Is it your brother trying to impress his older brother? Is it something more nefarious? What would have been the reason?
That's a very valid question. It's very difficult to say personally. I can't get into his head. What I can come back to is that there wasn't $7 billion of theft.
Now, although the auditors described it as fraud, Levy explained that it's not that someone stole $9 billion. However, there was clearly gross mismanagement and deception to cover up the losses.
Losses were being hidden on the balance sheet. So the profits that we were seeing were not real.
The issue only came to light after a whistleblower tipped them off that prompted a whole forensic overhaul. They ended up restating 4 years worth of financials, which caused a staggering 46 billion Jamaican dollars in balance sheet losses. Although I should point out that our Taking Stock analyst raised this very issue 4 years ago, which was right when the issue started. So if you're not watching Taking Stock, are you really serious about your investments? Now, as part of its recovery plan, Levy said the company is considering selling the meat processing arm of the U.S. business. However, that doesn't mean they would leave the U.S. market completely. They do still have a thriving egg business, but that sale would help reduce their debt. I'd encourage you guys to watch the full Taking Stock interview on YouTube for the full context. Levy says he knows JBG has a lot of work to do to rebuild trust, but they are taking the right steps. There's a new management team in place. They've changed auditors, implemented stricter controls, and a full financial governance review is underway. And that's the bottom line. So, what do you think? Should they pursue criminal or civil charges? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to learn how to invest in companies like Jamaica Broilers and take advantage of price dips, go to moneymissionja.com for my book and courses. My Black Friday sale ends December 2. Get 30% off all books and courses. The link is in my bio or in the description. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money.